Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on my channel. I'm Adam and today we are doing a response video to one video that Lucas has made on his channel. Well, 12 videos that Lucas made on his channel. So if you've been following Lucas Green's channel, you would know that he actually posted 12 videos around the same time, each dedicated to one animal of the Chinese New Year, or Chinese Zodiac rather. Those animals being the rats, the ox, the tiger, the rabbit, the dragon, the snake, the horse, the goat/sheep, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. Yeah, making sure I got all of them. And in each song, which he wrote himself and have it sung by AI, it goes. It says the chorus, and then it goes into each animal in each of the separate videos, going over their characteristics. The rat being quick-witted, resourceful, versatile, and charming. Ox, diligent, dependable, strong, determined. Tiger, brave, confident, competitive, unpredictable. Rabbit, quiet, elegant, kind, and responsible. Bear with me. Dragon, confident, intelligent, enthusiastic, charismatic. Snake, enigmatic. I still can't say that word. Intelligent, wise, and charming. Horse, animated, active, energetic, and independent. Goat/sheep, calm, gentle, sympathetic, and creative. Monkey, sharp, smart, curious, and mischievous. Rooster, observant, hardworking, courageous, and talented. Dog, lovely, honest, prudent, and loyal. And the pig, compassionate, generous, diligent, and joyful. So those are the characteristics for that. And what Lucas wanted myself and Jack to do is to make a video where we rank each of the songs from our least favorite to favorite and how accurate they describe the animal along with people that we know go along with that animal. However, the problem is, and why I am personally not going to rank those songs, is because they're all country songs. I'm not the biggest fan of country. And also the fact that every song sounds so much the same, just with slightly different tones. So yeah, Lucas, I generally can't rank these songs together because they're too similar to each other to the point where I might as well say, and a 12-way tie for first place is all of them. Yeah. So what I will do is that I will pretty much say that, okay, I'll go for each animal. Compare the characteristics to the actual animal to animals that I've seen in all forms of media and see how accurate that is. I can imagine most of them are pretty accurate, and there's always going to be at least one animal that would stick in my mind from any sort of media over others. And then at the end of it, I will probably call it theirs as the video, so that way there is actually a video that's a response to this. But in my personal opinion, with those videos that you uploaded, Lucas, I personally believe they would have been better if they were all melded into one, with the chorus opening up the entire song, the entire video. Then you go through the first three animals or four animals, go through their characteristics, cut to the chorus, and then go to the next four, chorus, next four, and then the wrap-up verse. That would have made the video, that would have made that whole song probably 5 minutes at most, and it would have been more enticing to listen to, in my opinion, than what is 12 1-minute videos. One of them is even 2 minutes as well. It's the same chorus over and over again, before and after, with only 10 to 20 seconds dedicated to the animal's characteristics. And that is the part that really made me lose interest in it. Ultimately though, I told you I'll make a response video, and that's exactly what I'm doing. But it's just not the way in which you wanted, and for that I apologize, but at least I'm doing a video. Right, so time to go through each animal and go through their characteristics, compare it to an animal, well, that same animal from any form of media, and see how accurate this is. So, rat, the first one that immediately comes to my mind is Remy from Ratatouille. Quick-witted, resourceful, versatile, and charming. Resourceful and versatile, definitely for Remy. Charming, yeah, kinda. I can kind of see that. Quick-witted, definitely not. I wouldn't say he was quick with jabs at insulting Linguini or any other character in Ratatouille. He was, I mean, there was his brother, which he was a bit like that too, but it's not really. It wasn't exactly quick wittedness. It was just like, oh, he's doing something stupid. Let's insult him or something like that. I don't know. Resourceful and versatile is just more accurate, and with what he was doing in the movie, yeah, that makes sense. Ox, ox slash cow. I'm gonna go with slash cow, but I'm actually gonna go with a bull because the first one that immediately comes to my mind is actually Ferdinand. Diligent, dependable, strong, and determined. Definitely strong, dependable. I get I picked the wrong character for this one. Dependable, I guess. Determined, probably, yeah, definitely determined. But it was just a case of in the opposite way in which you'd imagine a bull to be. That, yeah, like I said, I picked a bad ox character for comparison, but it's the first one that came to my mind. But anyway, tiger. Now, can I think of a different one? Because the first one I'm thinking of is Shere Khan. Um. Oh, okay. Let's go with Tigress. This is going to be interesting. So, Tigress, brave, confident, competitive, and unpredictable. Brave, yes. Confident, yes. Competitive, yes. Unpredictable. I'm going to say in two scenes, unpredictable from Kung Fu Panda, where Tigress was unpredictable. Other than that, she was literally a plain piece of paper. Rabbit. I don't want to say the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. There's Watership Down. There's Thumper. I'm trying to think of a film I actually know very well. Oh, how about Judy Hopps from Zootopia? Okay, quiet, no. Elegant, no. Kind, yes. Responsible, yes. That was quick. Dragon. Oh. Um. um. I'm obviously not going to say a beast from Beast Quest, but that does give me an idea for another video, which I'm going to do. But as for dragon, in forms of media, the only dragon that comes to my mind is from Scooby Doo and the Legend of the Samurai Sword. But I want to say another one. There's got to be another dragon somewhere. There's Mushu, and that is set in China from Mulan. So let's go with Mushu. Confident. Yeah, he's actually relatively confident, even though his actions are not great. Intelligent. Let's be honest, he's not intelligent. The cricket was more intelligent than Mushu was. Enthusiastic, yes. Charismatic, yes. Okay, that actually went better for a dragon than I thought it was. Snake. Uh, Up next is the snake. So first thought is Car from Jungle Book. But there's also that snake in Zootropolis 2. But I've only seen that film once, so I'm not going to really talk about that one. I could talk about Viper from Kung Fu Panda as well. There's a lot of snake characters, but they're either evil, assumed to be evil, but ends up being good, or they pretty much take the back seat for literally every movie they're in. Yeah, I'll let you decide which one's which. I'm going to need to pause the video until I think of a good snake character, so I'll be right back. Okay, so it seems like I'm going to need to go with Viper, because I can't really think of any other snakes that appeared in other forms of media, and if there is, as you can see, I'm trying to go with animated movies, because that's my forte, but yeah, Viper seems to be the only snake character which I can generally think of that I know relatively well. So, enigmatic, I can't say I know what that means, so I'm not going to answer that. Intelligent, I would say Viper is. Wise is the same as intelligent, but if you compare Seekers of the Scroll and Secrets of the Furious Five, she wasn't exactly wise. So, no. And charming, I mean, she's the most likable of the Furious Five, in my opinion. So, yeah, I guess that works for Viper. Don't question the snake on my shoulder, but then again, you're watching a video where the person hosting this video is born on the year of the snake. So of course I have a snake here somewhere. Up next is the horse, and I know exactly which horse I'm going to go with, from an underrated movie called Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron. So Spirit, being animated, yes he was. Active, yes. Energetic, yes. Independent, yes. That was the easiest one for me. As soon as I decided what I was going to do for this video, I knew exactly which horse I was going to go for. Now, the goats slash sheep. I could go with the goats that was in Ice Age 5 Collision Course, or I can go with Ferdinand's emotional support goat, or can I go with those goats from Brother Bear? Would that count? uh, okay, let's try and think of sheep. There's Assistant Mayor Bellwether from Zootropolis. There's uh, gosh, this is a tough one. Are there really not any sheep or goat? Am I missing one? I think I'm missing a sheep or a goat. Oh my gosh, this is tragic. Yeah, I'm gonna need to pause the video and think of another sheep or goat because I'm trying to think of one that was front and center. And the closest one that was front and center was the emotional support goat from Ferdinand. Okay, can't think of another goat slash sheep, so I think it's best if I go with actually the one that I know the most about, and that is Assistant Mayor Bellwether from Zootropolis. So calm, yes, she was until she completely lost it. But for the most part, she was calm, she was gentle, sympathetic. I'm going to say no. And creative, yes, she was. I don't care how predictable it was that she was a twisted villain, but it was still so good. And her plan was actually quite well orchestrated as well. So I'm going to have to say yes for creative. Now for Monkey. Well, okay, come on, let's go with Monkey from the Furious Five, because there's no other members of the Furious Five I can talk about after this one. So yeah, let's go with Monkey. Sharp. I mean, yeah, I'll give him that, I guess. But Sharp and Smart kind of go hand in hand. I wouldn't say he's the smartest of the Furious Five, but then again, I wouldn't say Viper is either. But yeah, he does seem to have his head on straight for the most part. Curious? No, he's not really that curious. Mischievous, though, yes, he is. And all I need to do is just watch Secrets of the Furious 5 to know that he is mischievous. But anyway, moving on, we got the Rooster. Now, that immediately makes me think of Rocky the Rooster from Chicken Run. So, observant, I'm going to say yes. Hardworking, no. Courageous, yes. Talented, no. I'll give him courageous for saving Ginger from the pie machine. Observant, this is a very fast stretch for Rocky, but actually watching the hens train for flying. Hardworking, no. He did not help out at all with making that plane at the end. And talented, also no, because in Chicken Run 2, he didn't exactly do much either. But then again, neither did Ginger. But if I'm to talk about another rooster that was in Chicken Run, I would talk about Fowler, where he was all four of those things, even after lying about being in the Air Force, or well, to the extent of flying a plane in the Air Force. Ultimately, though, he was all four of those things. He helped the hens build a plane. He actually flew it, and he was courageous and observant the entire movie. So if I stick with Fowler instead of Rocky here, Fowler matches Rooster to a T. As for Dog, now Dog's next, and I know exactly which dog I'm going to go for. My favourite animated dog in all of animated movies, and I'm of course going with Doug from Up. Lovely, yes he is. Honest, yes. Prudent, if I knew what that word means, he probably is. And loyal, 100%. That was the easiest thing for me, but if I knew what prudent meant, then might be a bit of a downhill or uphill. I should really know what some of these words mean before I start this video. Anyway, moving on to the pig. The first pig that comes to my mind is Wilbur from Charlotte's Web. And unless I can think of another one, I think I'm going to need to go with Wilbur. There is Babe from, well, Babe, but I haven't watched that film. So let's not talk about that one. Am I really going to need to go with Wilbur? There is another animated pig, right? That is front and center, so I'm not going to count the side characters. I mean, there is that pig from Barnyard. I should have gone with that one for the cow. Oh dear. Okay, I think I'm going with Wilbur. Compassionate? No, he thought mainly more about himself, and the only time he showed compassion was when Charlotte was nearing the end of her life. But I would say the compassion more came from Charlotte and the other farm animals than Wilbur did. Generous? I'm going to say yes. Diligent? No. And joyful? Yes. Wilbur was some pig. But yeah, we're now at the end of that, and apart from thinking I probably just done probably the most pointless thing I've ever done. Ultimately, though, I can't say I was bored the entire time. This was amusing trying to think of animated characters. I know for facts I missed some really good ones. Right, we'll go through each one with the character I said, and I'll just say which ones were the easiest for me in terms of all of them were yeses and were immediate, didn't need hesitation. And the first one will immediately go to Spirit for the horse. That was the easiest one, followed closely by. It took me a while to think of him, but I'm going to say Fowler for the rooster. Those were the only two where I was just like, yep, instantly, yes, all four. Doug, I might be all for as well, but until I actually Google what the word prudent means, I'm not going to stick with that. But I'm going to Google it now, so bear with me. I want 3 yeses at least. Okay, so I'm back from Googling what prudent means, and it says, according to Google, means being careful, sensible, and using good judgment to avoid unnecessary risks. Unfortunately, Doug is not that. I love Doug so much, but yeah, there's no way Doug is prudent at all. So yeah, there are only 2 very obvious yeses for all 4 characteristics, and that's of course the horse and the rooster. I know I'm probably missing some really good options for other animals, but I can't think of them, so I'm not going to mention it. But that's the end of the video. Lucas, I apologize that it's not the ranking that you wanted. However, all the songs are the same, and if it was all put together in one video and then distributed, like I said earlier in the video, in this video, I think that would have been more of a better song than 12 separate songs which are all around a minute long, because each video is 20 seconds at most dedicated to the actual animal, and the rest of it is the same words over and over and over again. Obviously, take everything I say with a grain of salt, Lucas. I still, I still like you, but yeah, I can't, in all good faith, rank all these videos because they're all pretty much the same. But with that, that's all for this time. If like what you saw, you like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video, Lucas, and I'll see you next time.